I wanna thank Matt because I was a closeted musician before I started going to Fauconet. I mean, nobody knew that for years I played guitar. And it was the Fauconet that brought me out. And there's two people I'll play the dulcimer for, which isn't my favorite instrument. As everybody knows, I play the ukulele now. But my little sister, when she says, "Sarah, will you go for your dulcimer?" So, and the other person that said he enjoyed my dulcimer playing was Max. So, 2 reasons, that's it. I'm not playing it for anybody else, don't ask me, that's it.
was Mary Lou and Sarah. Next up is Linda McCarthy, then John, and then Bobby Bradford. And Linda looks ready, so I'll just get out of the way here in a second.
It's so great to see all of you guys. I'm going to start with a little story. It's about 22, maybe 23 years ago. I was sitting at home and the phone rang and Henry Ann's voice said, "Are you the same Linda that writes the poems for the Landmark?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "By any chance do you sing or play an instrument?" I said, "Well, yeah, I play a guitar." And he said, "My name is Mike Duffy." He said, "Would you like to go to a place called the Fauconnet?" And I said, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Would you like to?" And I said, I don't know anything about it. He told me, I said, "I don't drive in Worcester. I could never get there." And this is an exact quote. He said, "I'll pick you up." And I said, "I wasn't born yesterday." And he said, "When were you born?" And I said, "April 10th. And he said, "So was I." Debbie Duffy, when was his birthday?
You got it.
April 10th. So I thought, this guy can't be this creepy. And I said, "Why would I get in a car with you?" And he said, "My wife will be in the back seat." And she was. And when we got out there, my friend Dee Dee Cole was there. The bartenders were Camara Jones. Any of you remember that name? And when he got really busy, it was Larry Cohen helped bartend. The entertainment that night was a female puppeteer. That's why I almost never went back. And then all I could talk about was the Fauconnet, to where my 8-year-old granddaughter told her friends I joined a swear club. Anyway, I've got a very short poem and then a little song. To the man of the hour, you're cranky and crass, you're loud and outspoken, a pain in the... Oh, wait a second, no, this is for Tom Ewart. Wait a second. I was working on something else. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Now, to the man of the moment, a striking physique, his words from his heart, his tongue in his cheek. No, that's for Joe. Joe Fusco, where Mac, a giver of gifts, an all-around sport. One more corny joke and we'll see you in court. Oh, that's Larry Cohen. One more corny joke. He doesn't need an intro, and he doesn't need a comb. He's here because he thinks this is a nursing home. P.E. James, where are you? This is not a nursing home.
Good one, Pete.
Here we go, man. From Mike Duffy at Gilrain's, and then Webster Square, wherever you go, Mac, we'll follow you there. And Rick couldn't be here tonight. He's with his daughter this weekend. So when he's with his daughter, I'm with Larry. This is a song I wrote, and I sing it a cappella. It's called Cup of Joe. You wake me in the morning with a cup of joe. You open up the window, let the sun shine through. You tell me that I'm pretty when I'm half asleep. Ain't nobody loves me like you do. You laugh and say I'm funny when my jokes are dumb. You help me when I'm lost and just don't have a clue. You tell me that you miss me when I'm gone too long. Ain't nobody loves me like you do. I ain't no spring chicken. I've been around the block a time or two. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but I know a little bit about you. You pick a daisy, then you put it in my hair. You show me constellations when the moon is new. I'm sleeping like a baby when the thunder comes. Ain't nobody loves me like you do. Rum bum 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 ba-da-da-dum. Rum ba-dum ba-doodle-doodle-da-ba-doo-dum. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but I know a little bit about you. About you. You pick a daisy, then you put it in my hair. You show me constellations when the moon is new. All my friends are wondering why I smile so much. Ain't nobody loves me, ain't nobody loves me, ain't nobody loves me like you do. Ain't nobody loves me, ain't nobody loves me, and we don't love nobody but you. Boodly-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And Linda's right, you know, people follow Mac. In fact, they follow him anywhere, mostly out of more of curiosity. Some people simply couldn't be here tonight. And one of those is Ed Zaloom sent his wishes and wanted me to read a little his thoughts to you. So, in Ed's voice, well, you know what I'm trying to say. I consider myself very lucky to be able to share my thoughts with all of you, wonderful folks whom I miss greatly. As I am now many miles removed, I can say with certainty and surety that your music community, which I was so fortunate to have experienced, lives as a most treacherous and precious memory. Of course, there are one central figure who has truly stood out as the godfather of the fellowship. The fact that you are all gathered here on this night is a testimony to just how much we all love, admire, and value this great man, with whom we are so fortunate to call our beloved friend. God had gifted us with many great things in our lives for which we must be grateful. Since that fortunate day that I met Matt Cole, I knew he was one such gift. I know I speak not only for myself, but for most of all of us here when I say that Matt Cole has brought a great deal of joy and sunshine into our lives. If someone was to ever ask me what Matt Cole was all about, I would simply answer, to meet him once is to love him always. There are a great many things I miss and am saddened by my life as goes on. Truly my heart aches when I think it possible that I may never know Mac's company again, his smile, his laughter, his wit, his love for life, his love for friends, his mischief, and his insanely corny songs. Damn, who couldn't miss that? There are countless stories I could share with you about Mac and I, but my favorite story is the one I find myself laughing at from time to time. It was 3 a.m. and I staggered into my house. My wife ripped into me a big way. We were celebrating Mac's 77th birthday at his house. My wife assumed that I had to have gone out after leaving Mac's house. After all, what 77-year-old man could party till 3? I told her that Mac was not only awake and partying at 3 a.m., but he was going out when I was leaving. True story. Thank you, Mac. I will forever love you and miss you. So, of course, that was Ed Zaloom. And next up we have John Roper, and then followed by Bobby Bradford and P.E. James.
Oh, the old
We're
one
breaking
banjo.
rules.
Yeah.
The Falcon 8 can only have one banjo per month.
It's like a little rascal.
We've already broken that rule tonight just by having Mary Lou play earlier. Pete played. So,
What's this, those little rascals all grown up? Music Outlaws! Stairway to Heaven!
Big Bird, good idea.
Are there any high notes in this time?
I don't know, can you hit the high notes?
Nice time to think about it.
I have one of those when I go to bed, but I don't You didn't know I was a ventriloquist, I assume. And I brought this big dummy up here to play with. You're a dummy.
Oh, yeah? You playing with me?
Well, that's true. So anyway, we thought we would break another rule by doing a slightly different version of Oh Danny Boy. So, with 2 banjos and about 25 K-pops. All ready? Not right.
Oh, we're not tuned? Oh, wait a minute.
You call the rule breakers.
Mine's in factory tuning.
Just the chords. Thank you. Now for our next number. Oh, Malcolm Cole, the Folkene rules will be broken. A singing puppet, a banjo duet too. Bad Leroy Brown and Jeremiah's bullfrog. And then Freebird, we're going to sing for you. We have 3 capos hanging from our instruments. Oh, Malcolm Cole, have you seen our accordions? And 2 left-handed guitar players hanging round. We'll tune an hour, maybe 2 or 3. Oh, Malcolm Cole, you've long hosted the Folkene, and now we came to say thank you today. You carried on when Duffy left this mortal coil. It wasn't always easy, oy vey. But come ye back when next we meet at the canal. Though it may rain or hail or sleet or snow, we'll let you talk aloud when old Tom Ewing plays. Malcolm Cole, oh Malcolm Cole.
I love you so.
I've done enough harm to John's reputation. I'll leave him up here without me.
I'm going to do another one. One thing about, I'm not going to publish it. Well, okay. Malcolm is a really tasteful guy. He likes the symphony and other stuff. But he always liked this one. hear me moo. I weigh twice as much as you, and I look good on the barbecue. Yogurt, curds, cream cheese, and butter comes from liquids from my udders. I am cow, hear me moo. I am cow, eating grass, methane gas comes out my ass and out of my muzzle when I belch. Oh, the ozone layer is thinner from the outcome of my dinner. I am cow, and I've got gas. This song comes from Canada, so that's why this next line fits. I am cow, here I stand, far and wide upon this land. And I am living everywhere. From BC to Newfoundland, you can't squeeze my teats by hand. I am cow, I am cow, I am cow. I am cow, I am cow, I am cow.
Ron Carlson and John Roper interpreting songs as only they can. Bobby Bradford's up next, and P.A. James, P.E. James, I'm sorry. And Kevin Figaro will follow in that order. And come on up, Bobby. I think you got here late. You missed some of my wonderful quotes on Mac. Like, I asked Mac earlier how he feels about women's rights. He says he likes either side of it.
I wasn't going to let 3,000 miles keep me away from this guy.
All right.
So years ago when I was singing on the streets in Amsterdam, every night this woman would come from the red light district and she would want me to play a song that she wanted to sing. And it was Dona, 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 which was really touching. Years later, I wrote a little play about all the people, and I wanted to write in this, sort of touching German Coke whore. And I thought, well, I'll just use that. But it turns out, no, somebody wrote it, it's copyrighted, so I had to write one kind of like it. In the green meadow set high on a mountain, there lived a young lamb and an old mockingbird. Dear bird, said the lamb, in the sweet days of springtime, sorry that you must eat insects and worms. Wish you could dine on the flowers like me. And the mockingbird laughed, the mockingbird laughed, and the mockingbird sang the song of the robin. Dear bird, said the lamb, in the hot days of summer, sorry your legs are so skinny and frail. Wish you could dine, run in the meadows like me. And the mockingbird laughed, the mockingbird laughed, and the mockingbird sang the song of the sparrow. Dear bird, said the lamb, in the chill days of autumn, sorry your feathers are airy and thin. Wish you were snug in a warm coat like me. And the mockingbird laughed, the mockingbird laughed, and the mockingbird sang the song of the dove. On the first day of winter, men came to the meadow, loaded the lamb on a wagon for market. Dear bird, cried the lamb, how I wish I were you. And the mockingbird cried, the mockingbird cried, and the mockingbird flew away, away. The mockingbird flew away. We finally did that play. This sweet little freshman music major played that role. And we were rehearsing for a couple of weeks, and one day she stopped in the middle and she said, she's singing about herself. Yeah, you got it. A Stephen Martin song. As I was out drinking with your friend and mine, Rosie O'Reilly of a chorus line. A drunken old woman sat down to my right. Rosie proceeded to act impolite. Tell me, says Rosie, old lady, one thing. Wasn't that you I heard trying to sing in the park on a soapbox last Saturday night? For a drunken old woman, you sounded all right. The pink ballerina has her dying swan. The hooker has her step, and so does the John. The stars have their destinies, and I have my faults. But the drunk in the alley has her whiskey waltz. For your information, the old lady replied, I used to be famous and quite dignified. I sang with the opera all over the world, and you're awfully proud for a young chorus girl. My fame, it was hollow, and so was my pride. The people were cruel and self-satisfied, so I came down to whiskey, and here we all are. And then she stood up and walked out of the bar. The pink ballerina has her dying swan. The hooker has her step, and so does the John. The stars have their destinies, and I have my faults. But the drunk in the alley has her whiskey waltz. I bid Rosie well and ran into the dark. Followed the opera queen all through the park. I followed although it had started to storm, till we got to the beach and I watched her perform. She danced all around in the cold driving rain, in time to the whiskey that dropped in her brain. She bowed to the ocean, she sang to the stone, and all I could do was to leave her alone. The pink ballerina has her dying swan. The hooker has her step, and so does the John. The stars have their destinies, and I have my faults. And the drunk in the alley has her whiskey waltz. And the drunk in the alley has her whiskey waltz.
Thank you. Some of those lyrics reminded me, I don't know if everybody knows that Mac once tried sniffing coke. The ice cubes got stuck in his nose. P. James, you're up.
I was actually kind of amazed to hear that So many people had the same story I did, that they came to the Folk in A not knowing what it was going to be like, and I had actually come a couple of times, and was pretty sure I wasn't going to go back, because the kind of music that I did is certainly not the traditional folk music. And Mac pulled me aside and said, you know, you haven't been here long enough to hear me do songs about colorectal doctors, and I just don't look good naked anymore. He said, hang around and you'll be accepted. And you'll find that this is a community of people who will love you too. And he was right. So I want to thank Pauline and Mac for supporting me and following me all around the state and things, and doing things that are very supportive, and I'm very appreciative of it. So thank you both very much. One of the times we went to an open mic, it was in Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire. Matt drove, and on the long drive, we both found that we have a love for sea shanties from the 1500s, 1600s. And it was probably a longer trip than it should have been. Matt was driving, but I was introduced to sea shanties by my glee club, my college glee club, and Mac, of course, knew them from knowing the original writers. So I'm going to do a song that I wrote. It was the first song I ever wrote, and I know many of you have heard this song before, but Mac requests it every time we go somewhere, so it's called the Pantyhose Blues. She's torn her pantyhose. See how fast the run goes. She's torn her pantyhose. See how fast the rip goes. She's got a running stocking. She's got those pantyhose blues. Tries the nail polish to help stop the tear. Hopes the nail polish will help stop the stairs. She's got a run in a stocking. She's got those pantyhose blues. Now a runner's a bummer, you know it keeps coming. It doesn't please from morning to night. It starts at the thigh and works down to the knees. Brick walls and hangnails and watches and rings. It's those things you dread. Just when you start jumping, you bump into something that leaves your threads in shreds. Oh yeah. She's hooked on the snag, and the tights start to sag. Something's gone wrong. Your big toenails too long. Yeah. She's got a run in a stocking. She's got those pantyhose blues. Extra pair just in case.
I spoke with the old office. They didn't realize how long you'd been around until they were clearing out your desk and found that stagecoach ticket. Okay, so Kevin Figaro's up next, and Bob Goodwin and Devin Cole.
Recorded, so I'm going to try to be on my best behavior.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. Not
Too late.
since I started playing at Folk and A, although I think a year ago, Mac has always been very welcoming to me. And everyone has, really. I mean, I don't really know why, you know.
We like you.
Thank you so much.
Because you're good.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote. Some of you guys have heard it before. TJ, Tom, Rusty. I think that's all you guys, but I hope you guys like it. It's inspired by the old folk songwriting style, except it was inspired by true events as well. Modern time. Please don't put this online.
Okay.
The horses are galloping to nowhere, and the mayor proposed a bill to gun them down. 'Cause we ain't got no time for cowboys or outlaws. We ain't got no time for running around. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. But I hear we got time for private corporations digging up sacred Indian burial grounds. In the winter they water them like flowers, hoping that the cold will weed them out. And just last week we pulled for a politician who half of us believe will make a difference. For the rest, well, they're galloping to nowhere, 'cause they don't recognize the grass they're standing on. If you speak up, you'll be called a whistleblower. Cowboy or outlaw, no one cares. Hell, if you're galloping to nowhere, you're bound to find yourself in a few crosshairs. The lucky play cowboys and outlaws. The cunning have been known to play both sides. When you're the only one who sells a silver bullet, old, fat, and rich, you're sure to die. But be careful where you get your information. Even if you got the truth, it's called a lie. I don't know who am I to say what the truth is. Since the dawn of time, it's been screwed with. But I hear there's still a man who stands for freedom, even though he lost his leg in Iraq. Just last week he was marching to North Dakota, even though he could have sworn the war was over. Thank you guys so much.